Google Maps. It's a really incredible mapping program, great for getting directions and whatnot. Microsoft has a similar program called Bing Maps, which actually functions the same way. But for this lecture, we're going to be taking a look at Google Maps. So other than the obvious, using Google Maps for directions to where you need to go, it is actually an incredible Osint tool also. So for example, if you're doing Osint on a target, whether it's a house or if it's a corporation, if you're doing, if you're a penetration tester or a hacker and your job is to physically infiltrate a location. Google Maps and Bing Maps are incredible tools for this purpose. So if you go to google.com/maps, it'll pull up the mapping program. So let me just click in here. I'm going to put in the address for Mall of America. So say Mall of America is our target. We're tasked with infiltrating the Mall of America, test for physical security and whatnot. So as a OSINT or a pen tester, if you're going to physically get into a building, you'll want to take a look at, you'll want to do some reconnaissance. And one of the great ways to do it, other than physically visiting the location, is through a mapping program like Google Maps. So here we have the 2D map of Mall of America, and it lays out the different locations and whatnot. So if I click on this little icon down here that says satellite, it'll give me a satellite view, and it updates periodically, so it may be a little out of date depending on when the last time the satellite came by to take an image. But as for OSINT, things that you might be looking at from this satellite view will be things like entry points. You'll want to take a look at the layout, obviously, potentially where fences are around the building, maybe where they have their dumpster. If you're a hacker or a pen tester, you'll probably want to do dumpster diving. That is going physically into the dumpster, pulling out information and components that sometimes people throw out that actually has a lot of really important information. Other things you might be looking for are potentially what type of HVAC unit they're using. You can go in and pretend that you're an HVAC repairman if you know what type of HVAC units that they're using, or what type of dumpster and disposal service they're using. Other things you'll want to take a look at is where their security cameras are. And you might be able to get a view from an aerial view here. Otherwise, if you want to get a street view, let me zoom out a little bit. You could take this little person in here and you just drag them, and you're going to want to drop it on kind of where the little blue lines are. If I try to drop it in too close, like say on top of the building, it's just going to kind of fly back there. So if I put them right there, let me zoom back in again. We can kind of drag around and get an idea of what the actual physical layout of the building looks like. And again, if there's any security cameras, where they are, we can try to look for blind spots and whatnot. So again, Google Maps and Bing Maps, incredible tools for OSINT work when you're investigating buildings. So again, this was a real quick look at Google Maps.